Hey everybody, Steve here for Who Took My Dice Miniature Wargaming, and welcome to the fourth part of my 5-part series. Today we're going to be looking at the standard Inquisitors and the Demon House, Acolytes, and other units they bring with them. It starts right now. Hey everybody, so today we're going to be looking at, as I said, the standard units. Standard, they're Inquisitors. And the other units they bring with them. So first off, we're going to go with the Ordo Malleus Inquisitor in Terminator armor. Obviously, Demon Hunter, he's going to need to be super protected. He does have pretty much the same standard loadout for a human being. 6-hit move, 3+ weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength and toughness 3. He has 6 wounds instead of 5 as the other Inquisitor do because of his Terminator armor. 4 attacks, leadership 9. A lot of the other Inquisitors we looked at last one, the heroic named ones, all leadership 10. And a 2+ armor save. He's got Terminator armor, he's got a Stormbolter, Nemesis Demon Hammer, and Psychic Grenades. He has a ton of other options in here though. He can switch out things for combi weapons, combi flamer, combi melta, combi plasma. He can have a side cannon. I mean, it's varied. Obviously, we know all of these are standard. The Nemesis Demon Hammer is like a normal Thunder Hammer, times 2 strength, minus 3 AP, and 3 damage. And you subtract 1 from the roll hit because it's a massive hammer. So yeah, it's pretty standard here. Again, model can equip with the following set of Stormbolter, Combi Flamer, Combi Melta, Combi Plasma, or Side Cannon. He can take weapons from the Force weapon list instead of the one Nemesis, so that's things like Force Swords, what have you. Basically, you can tool this guy up any way you want, as you can with standard characters, right? Ability-wise, he's got Authority and Inquisition, Quarry, Terminator armor, so he has a 5+ invulnerable save. He does have unquestionable wisdom, so any friendly Imperium units can use his leadership within 12 inches. Sorry, it's actually 6 inches on these guys. 12 inches on the main characters. I'm just looking here to see if this. No, it was 6 inches on the armor. Sorry, so 6 inches. And he has Teleport Strike because he's in Terminator armor. It's great if you're wanting to go with, say, a full Grey Knight force and you want someone who can kind of keep up and have sort of the same level of protection. Obviously, Ordo Malleus Inquisitor and Terminator armor. He can attempt to invest 1 psychic power in your psychic phase and attempt to deny 1 in the enemy's psychic phase. He has Smite and 1 power from the Telethesia Discipline, which again we'll get to in the next video. Actually, I haven't been talking about power levels. I kind of want to leave that out. Everybody knows about power levels. He's power level 6. The Inquisitor, power level 4. Standard right across the board, 6-inch move, 3+ weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength and toughness 3, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 9, 4+ armor save. Has a bolt pistol and chain sword, frag and crack grenades. I can talk. Obviously, what's cool with these Inquisitors, this is the chance where you actually get to choose whether it's a psyker or not. With the other named characters, they either are or aren't. 3 of them are. Karamazov isn't. The Ordo Malleus Inquisitor, you know he's going to be a psyker because he's Ordo Malleus. They have to use their psychic abilities to help boost them to the level of being able to fight demons or take out demons with those powers. This Inquisitor, you get to choose. And it's also the first one we've come across so far where the Ordo isn't chosen for it, right? This model can have the Psyker keyword. If it does, it can be equipped with 1 weapon from the Force weapon list instead of a chainsword. The model can be equipped from one of the following instead of 1 bolt pistol, 1 weapon from the pistol weapon, or 1 weapon from the ranged weapon list. And it can also choose from the melee weapon list instead of having a chainsword. Has the Authority of the Inquisition, Quarry, a 5+ invulnerable save. Thank you to the Refractor Field, and unquestionable wisdom. It also has Iron Will, which is cool. This model is not a psyker, and a psychic power manifested by an enemy model targets this model on a 2d6. If the total is greater than or equal to a psychic test total, the model is not affected by a power. Other models are still affected. So it's much like Karamazov's Supreme Will. It doesn't subtract 1 from their power, but it does have the effect of just his willpower is so great, he or she will not be taken down by the psychic powers. It's not bad. If it is a psyker, it can attempt to manifest 1 psychic power in your phase, deny 1 in their phase, and it has smite or 1 power, or smite and 1 power from the Telethesia discipline. So this is one of the first ones you actually choose the order you want to be in. The other ones don't give you a choice. Very cool. But this one is the first one where you have a lot of options, which is pretty cool. Standard human-sized Inquisitor. Now we're going to dive into some of the other units we see here. So we'll start off with the Jakaro Weaponsmith. Okay, this is actually pretty cool because it's the first one that's a bit different, right? It's an alien. It doesn't have to be tied to the Ordo Xenos. I know sometimes they are, most people, because it's a Xenos itself. It's not. It's movement 6 inches, weapon skill 6+, ballistic skill 4+. This thing is not a fighter. Strength 2, toughness 3, 3 wounds, 2 attacks, leadership 7, and 7+ armor save. So definitely not something you want to be caught in combat. It will get slaughtered. The cool thing, and it goes with what they are, we talked about one of the other episodes, they're all about the technology, and their weapons you have an awesome option with these weapons. So you have Jakaro weapon. You get to, when you choose this weapon to shoot, select one of the profiles below. So you have Focus Strike, which is 24 inches, heavy 1, strength 8, AP -3, damage 3. Very cool. Great. It's one shot, but it's a great way to do some damage to vehicles, maybe do some damage to a knight, something like that. And you have Scatter Shot, which is 12 inches, assault 6, strength 4, AP -1, damage 1. So great for if you get close up to an enemy unit and just hit them with some nice, strong AP -1 shots. Great way to take out things like orcs, demons that are getting too close. Demons don't generally have a good armor save, right? Excuse me. Abilities, it does have authority of the Inquisition, so it can go on any transport you want. Does have defense orb, so it does have a 5+ environmental save. And then, of course, we get to the meat and bones of what these guys do. Inconceivable customization. This is their mechanical mastery that would make a Adeptus Mechanicus just go nuts. At the start of your shooting phase, you can select one friendly Ordo unit within 3 inches of the model and roll d6. Apply the result from the following table to the selected unit until the end of the turn. So you roll d6. 1 to 2, you get augmented targeting. When resolving attack made by the modelless unit, you can re-roll the hit roll. So that's pretty good. That's not bad. Being able to the better chance of hitting is great. As you know, 8th is all about numbers. The more you have, the better. 3 to 4, augmented penetration. When resolving attack made by a modelless unit, you can re-roll the wound roll. Again, not bad. And then 5 to 6 is total augmentation. This is the best of both worlds. When resolving attack made by a modelless unit, you can re-roll the hit roll and you can re-roll the wound roll. That's really nice. If you get, say, you have them close to an Acolyte unit that has some heavier weapons, some powerful weapons, you can actually make them that much more deadly. But yeah, that's it. It's pretty simple, but you have one and you can buff your unit. It's a little bit of a buff unit. Next, we're going to go to the Acolytes. I talked about the Acolytes in the first video. These are the general battle line for Inquisitor. Sometimes he has very few, sometimes he has many. They're power level 1. They're basically standard human. Movement 6, weapon skill was still 4, strength toughness 3, 1 wound, 2 attacks, leadership 7, a 5+ armor save. They come with a last pistol and a chainsword. It starts with 1 Acolyte. You can get 5 more, so you have a unit of 6. Now they do have a whole bunch of different things. They can go into the pistol weapon list. They can go into the melee weapon range list instead of a chainsword. So they can have a whole bunch of weapons. You can have guys with hot shot las guns. You can have guys with, let me just get the list here. Anything, flamer, melted gun, storm bolter, any sort of combi weapon, a bolt pistol, needle pistol, plasma pistol, power fist, power maul, power sword, thunder hammer. You can equip these guys any way you like. You can kind of build them to suit your Inquisitor. They have authority of the Inquisition Inquiry, so they do get that bonus against whatever order they're, for whatever order they're with, against whatever order their order hates. Most, they do have Agent, so if you only have 1 Acolyte, it does become a character. All right. Then you have Loyal Servant. When a friendly Ordo Inquisitor model within 3 inches unit will lose any wound as a result of an attack made against that model, this unit can attempt to intercept the attack. Roll 1d6 on a 2+. That model does not lose the wounds, and 1 model from the unit is destroyed. Only 1 attempt can be made to intercept each attack, which is not bad. Basically, they become a bodyguard. This Acolyte lays his life down the line, takes a shot intended for the Inquisitor, and saves him. It's really cool because these guys can actually, depending on how you want to build your army, if you actually wanted to make an Inquisitor-only army, you could use multiple detachments of the Vanguard detachment. And you can make it pretty big. You could have an Inquisitor and 3 or more units of Acolytes, each at 6 strong. They could have an Inquisitor who's got his own personal army. And you can make multiples of those. Say have one Inquisitor with his big army and some other Inquisitors. Slowly build up some command points and have an army of just inquisitorial units. It's not bad. Excuse me. Last but not least, we have the Demon Host. Now, this is the one that really shows if your Inquisitors are true radical or not, right? So it's power level 1, or power 1. It's a smooth 6-inch move, weapon skill, ballistic skill 4+, strength and toughness 4, 4 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 7, a 7+ armor save. It has Unholy Gaze and Warp Grasp, right? Again, this is someone who's been sacrificed to have a demon chained and warded into the body so you can control it. So Unholy Gaze is an Assault 1, range 12, strength 8, AP -1, 1 damage attack. When resolving attack with this weapon, on a wound roll 6+, this weapon has a damage characteristic of 3 for the attack. So, really good. It's strong. It's going to punch through armor, so it's good at maybe taking down one guy or doing some damage to a vehicle, what have you. Warp Grasp is pretty nasty. With 3 attacks, it's actually strength 4, AP -3, 1 damage. So 3 attacks. Again, he's not super powerful. Excuse me. But still pretty good. Now, add on to this, the special ability called Demonic Power. So starting movement phase, roll 1d6 for each model with this ability and apply the following result. On a 1 to 2, you get Demonic Speed. Until the start of your next turn, the model has a move characteristic of 12s and can fly. So all of a sudden you have this thing that's flying around, just acting all crazy, screaming, nasty. I hate when demons fly. 3 to 4, you have Reknit Host form. This model regains all its lost wounds. So that's a really nice one to have if it's taking some damage and you don't want to die just yet. And of course, 5 to 6, this is a pretty cool one. Energy Torrent. Roll 1d6 for each enemy unit within 3 inches of the model. On a 2+, that enemy unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. So you get this guy in close, hopefully you roll that, and boom, everything gets hit by the warp power. It's warp powers. Energy warps is everywhere, does lots of damage. It does have it's demonic, so it does have a Vi plus environmental save. Now that's cool in its own right. It's not a super powerful unit, but it's pretty good. Now, if you use Inquisitor Eisenhorn, his ability, all of a sudden, with the boost it gets, it becomes a strength 6, toughness 6, 6 wound, 5 attack monstrosity that can reroll hits and wounds, and it's invulnerable save. That becomes nasty. But there you go, guys. Those are the units. The standard units and things like the Weaponsmith, Acolytes that your other Inquisitors can take. On the next video, last video, we're going to be looking at the Warlord traits, the Telethesia discipline you've heard all about, and the relics of the Inquisition. Until then, guys, keep rolling those dice. See you later.